Dear students, in this class we are going to discuss about radial distribution functions and plotting radial probability distribution curves, which shows the best chance or probability of finding an electron with a given set of quantum numbers. So to begin with, we have seen that the solution of Schrödinger equation for an electron in hydrogen atom in spherical polar coordinates, that is r, theta and phi, can be represented as xi r theta phi equals r function of r, theta function of theta and phi function of phi. That is r, theta, phi, where capital R is the radial wave function which depends on the quantum numbers n and l, where n is the principal quantum number and l is the azimuthal quantum number. Theta into phi, these two are called angular wave functions represented as ALM and depends on quantum numbers m and l. M is the magnetic quantum number. So we can represent the wave function as xi n l m, the three quantum numbers, equals r n l theta l m into phi m. Okay. So this equation shows that the wave function psi not only depends on r, theta and phi, but also depends upon the three quantum numbers n, l and m. Each permitted combination of n, l and m gives a distinct wave function and hence a distinct orbit. Now let's see what are radial distribution functions. So before knowing the radial distribution function, we have to know what is meant by radial probability. It is the probability of finding the electron within the spherical shell at a distance between r and r plus dr from the nucleus, which is equal to radial probability density into volume of spherical shell. The radial probability density is nothing but the square of the radial wave function r, that is r square, into volume of the spherical shell. Now the volume of the spherical shell is 4 by 3 pi into r plus dr the whole cube minus 4 by 3 pi r cube. If we assume dr is very small, so this can be approximated to 4 pi r square dr. Okay. So we can write the radial probability as 4 pi r square dr into capital R square, the square of the radial wave function. Here about r square, we know that the wave function psi has no physical significance, but the square of the wave function, that is xi square, represents the probability density or the probability of finding a particle within a volume element. Okay. So similarly, r is the radial part of the wave function and hence r square represents the probability density of finding an electron within a spherical shell of volume 4 pi r square dr. Okay. So 4 pi r square into capital R square is the radial probability distribution function or simply radial distribution function. So radial distribution function or radial probability distribution function, which is 4 pi r square into capital R square, gives you the probability of finding an electron being in a spherical shell at a distance r from the nucleus. Now let's see what are radial distribution curves. When we plot the radial probability distribution function 4 pi r square into capital R square against the radial distance r, then such plots are called radial probability distribution curves or radial distribution curves. So these two figures shows the radial distribution curves or plots for 1s orbital and 2s orbital of hydrogen atom. So looking at the radial distribution curve for the 1s orbital, we can see that the distance corresponding to the highest peak of the curve or the maximum in this curve gives the radius where the electron is most likely to be found. In the case of a 1s electron, this distance is at 0.529 angstrom, okay, which is equal to the radius of the Bohr orbit for n is equal to 1. So that means the maxima in each plot gives you the best probability of finding an electron. Also, the probability function is 0 at the nucleus. That is, at r is equal to 0, the probability function is 0. Now let's use an analogy to know what is this radial distribution function will actually look like. So this is a radial probability distribution of apples. So imagine an apple tree with so many apples. Lot of apples are fallen on the ground. Okay. So mark off on the ground the rings which are equally spaced at a certain distance from the trunk. Okay. So you have so many rings. Now count the number of apples in each ring. Okay. We know that just below the trunk the number of apples will be 0. Okay. Because apples will fall off at a certain distance from the trunk. Now count the apples in each ring. So we can see that as the distance increases, the number of apples also increases in each ring, and at farther distance from the trunk, the number of apples decreases. So when we plot a graph with the number of apples in each ring and the distance from the trunk, at the trunk or just below the trunk, the number of apples is 0. And from that, it gradually increases. It reaches a maximum at a particular ring. And again, as the distance from the trunk increases, the number of apples decreases. So, in this graph, the peak position or the maximum will give you the ring where there is maximum number of apples. Similarly, here also, if you thought of the atoms being broken up into different shells, the radial probability distribution curve will give the most probable shell or the most probable distance at which you can find an electron. For example, as we have seen earlier, in the 1s orbital, the most probable distance is at 0.529 angstrom. And as we have seen that in the case of apples, just below the trunk, the number of apples is 0. Similarly, here also the probability function is 0 at the nucleus. Next is about radial nodes. If you look at the distribution curve for 1s orbital, there is only one point at which the maximum probability of finding an electron. But as the value of n increases, that is for the case of 2s and 3s orbitals, you can see certain minima in the curves or certain troughs in the curves. So these troughs or minima in the curves are called radial nodes. At a node, the probability of finding an electron is 0. And the number of radial nodes is given as n minus L minus 1, where n is the principal quantum number and L is the azimuthal quantum number. So in the case of 1s orbital, n is equal to 1, For s orbital, L is equal to 0. So 1 minus 0 minus 1 equals 0. There is no node. There is only a single point of maximum probability. Now in the case of 2s orbital, n is equal to 2. L is equal to 0. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So here you can see two peaks for 2s orbital. So in between peaks there is a node where the probability of finding the electron is 0. Now coming to 3s, n is equal to 3, L is equal to 0. So 3 minus 0 minus 1 equal to 2. So it's shown in the green graph. For the 3s orbital, there are 3 peaks and in between there are 2 nodes. So from this we can see that as the principal quantum number n increases for a fixed L, the number of radial nodes also increases. These are the radial probability distribution curves for 2p, 3s, 3p and 3d orbitals. So work out the radial nodes for each orbital using the formula n minus L minus 1 and try to plot the distribution curves for other orbitals as well. So one thing to note is that as the distance from the nucleus increases, the peaks get flattened. Now let's see what are the important features of radial distribution curves. We have seen that the radial distribution curves depict the variation of probability distribution of electron with distance from the nucleus. Each curve starts from the origin and the radial probability is always small near the nucleus. The peak or the maximum position in the curve shows the probable distance of the electron from the nucleus. The position of this principal maximum depends on two quantum numbers, n the principal quantum number and L the azimuthal quantum number. For a fixed L, as n increases, the position of the principal maximum moves to larger values, as you can see in this graph. 2s is at a larger distance than 1s. Similarly, 3s, the maximum position in the 3s is at a greater distance from 1s and 2s. And as I said earlier, the troughs between the peaks or the minima and the curves are called radial nodes, which is equal to the number of peaks minus 1 or n minus L minus 1. The next question is, can we get the shapes of atomic orbitals from radial distribution curves? The answer is no. Radial probability distribution curves gives only an idea about the probability of finding an electron in the spherical space around the nucleus without considering the direction or angle. That means these curves will not provide any information about the shapes of atomic orbitals. So to get the shapes of atomic orbitals, we have to use the angular wave functions theta and phi together. Okay. And these are used to predict the shapes of the atomic orbitals. So in this presentation, we have seen radial distribution functions and how to plot radial probability distribution curves and its important features.